પેલું આપણે કીબોર્ડ જે હોય ને આ કીબોર્ડ છે ને
Good morning, everyone. Let's begin with your doubts. So please post your doubts on the chat box. Or if you want me to repeat any topic for you, put it on the chat box. I'll do it for you. If not, we proceed with AS-12. Okay, fine. Since there are no doubts, I will quickly revise the entire standard with you, which will cover all the approaches as well. So I will quickly revise everything. Then we go to the practical questions. Right. See what we were doing. We were doing AS-12, which is government grants. In AS-12, we first began understanding that what basically government grant is. So what is a government grant? It is financial assistance in cash or kind. For what? For past compliance और future compliance. आपने past में कुछ compliance किया है, इस वजह से आपको grant मिलेगा, या आप future में compliance करने वाले हैं, इसलिए आपको grant मिलेगा. After that, we studied what is the mean. How do you record government grants? You will record it on accrual basis only when you are certain that you will receive the government grant. Then we did that government grant should be recorded, of course, when it is certain, and then we understood what is the meaning of the word government. It means central government, state government, any other sponsored government bodies. It may be local, national, or international. After that, we studied how do you treat government grant for fixed assets. There are two approaches. The first one is the capital approach. In the capital approach, the government grant should be reduced from the cost of the asset. Depreciation will be provided on the reduced value. The journal entry will be fixed asset account debit to bank account. Right? That's your capital approach. Come to the income approach. Someone asked me to repeat the income approach, so please pay attention. Income approach, if it is for a non-depreciable asset, you will record the asset at full cost. You will transfer the government grant to capital reserve account. So the journal entry will be bank account debit to capital reserve account. Right, then we did the income approach. In the income approach, for a depreciable asset, we recorded the asset at full cost. We transferred the government grant to a separate account known as the unearned government grant account. This unearned government grant account is nothing but your reserve, and depreciation will be charged on the full cost this time. However, you will take transfers from unearned government grant account to the profit and loss account in the ratio of useful life. So I'm just adding that over here. Take transfers from unearned government grant account to profit and loss account in the ratio of useful life. Right, this is your income approach that we studied. After that, we tried to study government grant in the nature of promoter's contribution. What will you do? You will transfer the government grant to capital reserve account. This cannot be distributed as dividend, and you cannot even treat it as deferred income. So the journal entry again will be bank account debit to capital reserve account. For meeting revenue expenditure, the first option that you have for meeting revenue expenditure is whatever expenses you are debiting, you show this government grant separately as your income on the credit side. You will show it as your income on the credit side. Option number 2 is you will deduct from the related expense for the revenue expenditure. Right, this is what we studied. And finally, we had government grant received in kind. That means the asset is received free of cost. At that time, you will record the asset at the nominal value. Right, then we did a couple of questions to understand the entire concept, and then we went to refund of government grant. What happens in refund of government grant? If capital approach was followed earlier, you will exactly do reverse of what you did earlier. Earlier you increase the cost of the asset, now you will reduce the cost of the asset. So the journal entry will be asset account, earlier asset account debit, I'm sorry, the journal entry will be asset account debit to bank account. Earlier you reduce the cost of the asset, now you will increase the cost of the asset. So the journal entry will be asset account debit to bank account being government grant refunded. This increased cost will be depreciated over the remaining useful life of the asset. Right, we took one example to understand that as well. Then you have the income approach. Now someone also had a doubt pertaining to the income approach, so please pay attention and understand this. If the income approach was followed earlier for a non-depreciable asset, earlier we credited capital reserve, now you will reverse it and you will debit the capital reserve. Right, and finally you have if income approach was followed earlier for a depreciable asset, whatever you are going to refund will first be adjusted against unearned government grant account. If still the balance falls short, you will debit the profit and loss account. Right, so see what we are doing over here. I took one example where the asset cost is 600, government grant is 200, income approach useful life is 10 years. At the time of receipt, we recorded the asset at full cost and transferred to unearned government grant. So look over here. We transferred to unearned government grant account 200. We transferred to unearned government grant account 200, and then we transferred 20 and 20. 20 and 20 were transferred to the profit and loss account. How did we get that? 200 is our value of the government grant, which we will transfer from unearned government grant account over the ratio of useful life. मतलब 200 divided by 10, हर साल कितना डेबिट होगा? 20. 2 साल के बाद गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट रिफंड हुआ था, वो हमारे पास कितना पैसा था? 160. हमें लौटाना है 200. तो सबसे पहले 160 में कहां से लूंगा? अनअर्न्ड गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट से. 40 जो पीएनएल में ऑलरेडी डेबिट हो चुका है, वो अब मैं रिवर्स करूंगा, क्रेडिट करूंगा. सो पीएन ऑलरेडी क्रेडिट हो चुका है, अब मैं पीएनएल में डेबिट करूंगा. सो आई हैव पीएनएल अकाउंट डेबिट 40 to bank account 200. Right, so this is how you will charge to the government, charge your government grant or your unearned government grant account respectively. Right, I think this is what we have done till now. If you have any doubts yet, please post it. So I had one doubt which says income approach repeat, that is already done. Then I had one doubt which says income approach in refund of government grant, explain, that is also done. I have one doubt which says if we have followed income approach earlier and our asset is non-depreciable and in capital reserve there is no balance, how will you not have balance? You cannot utilize capital reserve. This is a specific reserve. So you cannot utilize capital reserve for any other purpose. जब आपको गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट मिला तो वो स्पेसिफिक पर्पस के लिए आपको मिला है, तो कैपिटल रिजर्व उतने से तो आपका क्रेडिट रहेगा ही रहेगा. Right, your capital reserve is not going to change. Your capital reserve will remain intact. So Ishika, the answer to your question is that in the question that you have asked, it is not possible. If you have received 200 lakhs as government grant, it will remain till the end of the useful life of the asset in the capital reserve pertaining to that, so that whenever there is refund, you have sufficient amount to refund it back. Right? So I hope, Ishika, your doubt is solved. Okay, I think Akshay's doubt is also resolved relating to income approach. If there is any doubt, please let me know. And I have one more doubt, which says if we have received government grant in the form of revenue expenditure and we have to refund it, how do you do it? Now they have used one common concept, and we will study that later on. But since you have asked this out, I'll explain it again. I'll explain it to you right now. It says that for income approach and also for revenue expenditure, use the same law. What is the same law? First, take transfers from unearned government grant account, and if the balance falls short, you transfer it to the profit and loss account. Right? Now, please understand what I'm trying to say. When you transfer, when you transfer to the credit side of profit and loss account. So say for example, you receive government grant for revenue expenditure and you decided to credit the profit and loss account. Now at the time of refund, you will again debit to the profit and loss. Right? First important point. Second important point, मतलब सबसे पहले आपने expense debit किया, government grant credit किया. अब गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट दोबारा क्रेडिट करने पे गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट तो सामने सामने स्क्वायर अप हो जाएगा, आपके पास क्या रहेगा? सिर्फ एक्सपेंडिचर. So that is one treatment. Second treatment, it says that if you deduct from the related expense, then again debit it to the profit and loss account. मतलब एक बार तो आपका expense P&L में debit होना ही चाहिए, right? So the answer to your question is, if government grant refund is to be made for revenue expenditure, then you will debit the profit and loss account. The answer to your question is you will debit the profit and loss account, right? I hope, Raj, that solves your doubt. Okay, I have one more doubt, which says in income approach, we have got the benefit of less depreciation. Now, Spruha, when you use this word, we have got the benefit of less depreciation. At the first place, it is wrong. You have no benefit of less depreciation. So please get your concepts clarified. We have taken more than sufficient examples to understand this. So I request you to revise it. Your statement at the first place is wrong. No, in no method you get benefit of less or more depreciation. However, let me read your question further. In income approach, we have got the benefit of less depreciation in the earlier years, and when we refund, it is charged to profit and loss account for the current year. So won't it be inappropriate as we are charging in the year we haven't earned any income? First of all, I don't understand how will you get the benefit of less depreciation. Second, if you are asking this question means there is some problem in the concept. So let me repeat this concept to you. And please stop me if I am going off track somewhere, because I am trying to explain to you the entire concept. Before I go to the explanation, it would be better if I repeat the question to you so that you can affirm to me whether I have understood your question correctly or not. So what you are trying to ask is that in income approach, we have got the benefit of less depreciation, which we have not got. Then you are saying that क्योंकि हमने कम depreciation charge किया है और refund के वक्त भी हम P&L में charge करते हैं. So it is not correct because we are charging in the year in which we haven't earned the income. Is this what you are trying to ask? Yes or no? Okay. Now first, there is no earnings. Please understand. Government grant is no earnings. अगर मैं आपको कहता हूँ कि मैं आपको 100 रुपीज देता हूँ, मेरे लिए एक प्रोडक्ट जाके मार्केट से खरीद के लाओ, does not mean that 100 rupees is your income. Please understand that first. Please understand. You cannot have income from that. It is not your income. Second important point, please understand my example and please pay attention, and if you don't understand, ask me. Otherwise you will keep having such problems every time. You won't be able to understand the concept. So I request you to pay attention and understand what I'm trying to tell you. Say for example, your cost of the asset is 100 lakhs. Your cost of the asset is 100 lakhs. In the cost of the asset, you get a government grant of 40 lakhs. You try to use the income approach. You use the income approach. Your useful life of the asset is 10 years, right? Let's begin. First point. Let's prepare an unearned government grant account. So this is my unearned government grant account. And I will also prepare for you a profit and loss account so that you clearly understand. I'm preparing them side by side. So please pay attention. This is your profit and loss account. Okay. Now, if you understand the concept properly, Spruha, on the chat box, tell me, where will you record 40 rupees ka government grant received? Where will you record 40 rupees ka government grant? Unearned government grant account, debit side or credit side? Debit side or credit side? Credit side. Okay, I'm writing over here 40 rupees. We received 40. Okay. Now this unearned government grant account you will transfer to the profit and loss account. Yes or no? This unearned government grant account you will transfer to the profit and loss account. How will you transfer to the profit and loss account? In what ratio? In what ratio? In the proportion of depreciation. What's your proportion of depreciation in the question that I have taken? What's your proportion of depreciation in the question? Are you sure it is 10 rupees per annum? Can we not use the useful life of the asset? You will get the same answer. Can't we use the useful life of the asset in the ratio of depreciation or useful life? You have the useful life directly given in the question. So my question to you is, can I use that useful life directly? Okay. So per annum, tell me how much goes to the profit and loss account? You will take transfers from unearned government grant account to profit and loss account. Now I am adding something to the question. After 2 years, the government grant is to be refunded. So for the first year, 4 will be transferred. For the second year also, 4 will be transferred. In the unearned government grant account, you debit 4. यहाँ तक treatment आपको पता चला? Is the treatment okay till here? Okay, perfect. Now you have to refund the entire government grant. First, write on the chat box, how much government grant do you have to refund? From where did you get 200? This is your question, madam. Okay, 40. So you have to refund 40. How much balance do you have in the unearned government grant account? How much balance is left? Closing balance कितना है? Unearned government grant account में. So 40 minus 8 is 32. Okay. तो सबसे पहले जो आपको 40 लेना है ना, उसमें से 32 आप कहां से लोगे? अनअर्न्ड गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट से. कहां से लोगे? अनअर्न्ड गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट से. अब कितना कम पड़ रहा है? Out of 40, if you take 32 from unearned government grant account, how much falls short? 8. That 8 you will take from the profit and loss account. Right, now pay attention. My question to you is, आपने पहले जब ये unearned government grant account से profit and loss में transfer किया, तो आपने profit and loss account को क्या किया? Debit किया या credit किया? आपने क्या किया? Debit किया या credit किया? You credited, right? Now when we are refunding, we have to do the reverse of that. So we will debit. So profit and loss account, I will debit बाय 8। अब आप मुझे बताइए, पहले आपने 8 से क्रेडिट किया और अब मैं 8 को डेबिट कर रहा हूँ, क्या इफेक्ट नलिफाई हो गया? यस और नो? पहले आपने पीएनएल को 8 से क्रेडिट किया, आपने ही बताया। अब मैं पीएनएल को 8 से डेबिट कर रहा हूँ, ये रहा। My question to you is the effect squared up? Is the effect nullified? Yes or no? Yes, so you credited in the earlier years and now you are reversing it. But please understand, you credited in the earlier years, but you also debited higher depreciation, right? वो भी I'll give you an example. Okay, you first debit depreciation. Tell me how much depreciation per annum in this question? Quickly, how much depreciation per annum? 10. Okay. How much did you transfer from the profit and loss account in the first year? How much did you transfer from the unearned government grant account to the profit and loss account? 4. अब आप प्लीज मेरी बात समझिए, आपको पहले मैंने 10 रुपए डेबिट करने दिया, उसमें से 4 रुपए आपने क्रेडिट कर दिए, तो नेट इफेक्ट पीएनएल में कितना आया? 6 रुपीज ही आया। यस और नो? ठीक है। अब यही चीज हम अगर कैपिटल अप्रोच फॉलो करते तो आप असेट को बुक्स में कितने पे रिकॉर्ड करते? अगर हम कैपिटल अप्रोच फॉलो करते हैं 60, एक साल का डेप्रिसिएशन आपका कितना आता? और अभी कितना आया है इस मेथड में? सो कैन आई से दैट आई एम चार्जिंग मोर और लेस डेप्रिसिएशन? फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू यू, नो। वेरी गुड। सेकेंड क्वेश्चन, ध्यान देना, सिंस यू हैव नॉट चार्ज हायर अमाउंट, आपने क्या किया? सिर्फ एक अरेंजमेंट किया, आपने क्रेडिट कर दिया, तो उतना आपका डेप्रिसिएशन सेट ऑफ हो गया या नेट ऑफ हो गया। अब उसी को आप रिवर्स कर रहे हो। सो यू हैव नॉट credited P&L in the earlier years more. You have only adjusted for the excess debit that you did in that very same year. तो जिस साल में आपने 10 डेबिट किया, उसी साल में आपने 4 क्रेडिट कर दिया। Are you understanding? I hope this is now clear to you. Okay, perfect. Fine. Any more doubts? I think I had one doubt. Let me find that again. Okay, what if the balance in the capital reserve is used to issue bonus shares at the time of refund? We don't have balance. So whenever you will issue bonus shares, you will not disturb the capital reserve pertaining to these funds pertaining to government grants. Apart from that, you are allowed to give bonus to whomsoever you want to give. Right? So it will really not disturb any part at that time. Perfect. Okay. Are there any more doubts, or if you want me to repeat any concept, please ask me. Good, you asked me these doubts, Prua, so that I came to know at least that there is some confusion and I could remove it. If you do not ask doubts, this confusion will stay for a longer time. So never do that. Always ask and get your doubts clarified. Are there any more doubts? Okay, fine. If there are no doubts, let's proceed with the standard and let's try and do one question. I have question number 1. Okay, let's read question number 1. Come to question number 1. Question number 1. Explain the treatment of refund of government grant as per accounting standard 12. So it says, as per accounting standard 12, accounting for grants explains the treatment of government grant in the following situations. 1. When government grant is related to revenue, when deferred balance account has balance, the amount of government grant refundable will first be adjusted against unamortized deferred credit balance in respect of the grant, which you will never have. So that will always remain zero. Because that will always remain zero, you will always charge to the profit and loss account. देखो वही next statement है. The extent of the amount refundable exceeds such deferred credit, the amount will be immediately charged to the profit and loss account. When no deferred credit balance exists, the amount of government grant will be charged to the profit and loss account. So we will always fall in this category, because for revenue expenditure, you will never have deferred or unearned credit in the balance. Okay, when government grant is related to specific assets, what will you do? If at the time of receipt the amount of government grant is reduced from the cost of the asset, tell me quickly on the chat box. When they say the government grant was reduced from the cost of the asset, which method or which approach are they talking about? On the chat box, which approach are they talking about? Which approach are they talking about? Everyone on your chat box, they're talking about the capital approach. Okay, so what happens in the capital approach? We will increase the cost of the asset. See, that is what they've written. The amount of government grant refundable will increase the book value of the asset at the time of refund. Okay, when at the time of receipt the amount of government grant was credited to deferred grant account, that time the amount of government grant refundable will be reduced from the capital reserve if it is for a non-depreciable asset, or unamortized balance of deferred grant account if it is for a depreciable asset, as appropriate. When government grant is in the nature of promoter's contribution, the amount of government grant refundable in pari or full, uh, in part or full, the amount of government grant refundable in part or full on non-fulfillment of specified conditions, the relevant amount recoverable by the government will be reduced from the capital reserve. Important point. This is something that we are yet to see. So come to this additional consideration. Additional consideration, very important point. Please pay attention. As per accounting standard 5, whenever you refund a government grant, you will always treat it as an extraordinary item, and it should be disclosed separately in the books. तो जब भी आप गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट का रिफंड करेंगे, आप उसको कैसे डिस्क्लोज करेंगे? एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी आइटम की तरह डिस्क्लोज करेंगे, and it will be recorded separately in the books of accounts. Right? So again, I'm repeating to you, a refund in government grant will always be treated as an extraordinary item and should be separately disclosed in the books of accounts. Are you getting it? Okay. That is your last statement over here. A government grant that becomes refundable will always be treated as an extraordinary item as per accounting standard 5. Are you getting it? Okay. Let's go to question number 2. Let's try and solve question number 2. Come to question number 2. Now you must have a notebook and a pen along with a calculator with you, because you need to solve these questions. Okay, please understand the question. It says Supriya Limited received a grant of rupees 2500 lakhs during the accounting year 10-11 from the government for welfare activities to be carried on by the company for its employees. The grant prescribes condition for its utilization. However, during the year 11-12, it was found that the conditions of the grant were not complied with, and the grant had to be refunded to the government in full. Elucidate the current accounting treatment with reference to AS-12. Everyone on your chat box, for which, for what expenditure have you got the government grant? For which expenditure? For what have you received the government grant? On your chat box, everyone. You have received it for welfare activities, and welfare activities is nothing but your revenue expenditure. What will you do? What did you do when you received the government grant? Either you credited the profit and loss account, or you reduced on the debit side. and we need to do exactly reverse. So what we will do, we will charge this refund to the profit and loss account. Are you getting it? Where will we charge it? We will charge it to the profit and loss account. Okay, first point. Second point, since this is refund of government grant, you will treat that as an extraordinary item. And when you treat it as an extraordinary item, it should be separately disclosed in the books of accounts. Are you understanding? So first point, this is in the nature of revenue expenditure. At the time of refund, you will charge it to the profit and loss account. And second important point, you will treat it as an extraordinary item and will separately disclose it in the profit and loss account. Right, let's see what they have given in the solution. As per AS-12 accounting for government grant sometimes becomes refundable because certain conditions are not fulfilled. A government grant that becomes refundable is treated as an extraordinary item as per accounting standard 5. The amount refundable in respect of a government grant related to revenue is applied first against any unamortized deferred credit remaining in respect of the grant. To the extent that amount refundable exceeds such deferred credit, or where such deferred and no deferred credit exists, the amount should be immediately charged to the profit and loss account. In the present case, very important, please understand, in the present case, the amount of refund of government grant should be shown in the profit and loss account of the company as an extraordinary item during the year 2011-12. So you will treat it as an extraordinary item in the year, in the current year, and you will show it separately in the books of accounts. Right, so you will charge it to the profit and loss account, which will be treated as an extraordinary item. Right, are you getting it? Are you understanding? It's a basic and a very simple question that they have asked you. Quickly on your chat box, are you clear with this? If you have any doubts, let's take that first, but ensure that you're conceptually clear with whatever we are doing. So quickly on your chat box, are you clear with this? Okay, perfect. So if you're clear with this, let's go to the next one. Question number 3. Mark question number 3, important last day revision question. Mark question number 3. Important last day revision question. We will be solving this question properly as we do for the other questions. So let me just put that over here. Let's do question number 3, which is given to you on page number 85. Okay, let's read the question and understand. Please mark this important last day revision question. Let's try and understand this entire question. It says question number 3. A Limited purchased a machinery for rupees 40 lakhs. Useful life is 4 years and the residual value is 8 lakhs. Government grant received is rupees 16 lakhs. Karna kya hai? Show journal entry to be passed at the time of refund in the third year. Important underline. Kab refund hua? Third year mein refund hua. When was the refund? Third year. Okay. And the value of the asset if grant is credited to fixed asset account, grant is credited to deferred grant account. which means, tell me, if grant is credited to fixed asset account, what is the method they are talking about? Quickly on your chat box. What is the method they are talking about if grant is credited to fixed asset account? Of course, they are talking about the capital approach. What about grant is credited to deferred grant account? What is the method that they're talking about over here? What is the approach that they're talking about over here? Income. Now, please understand, this is the manner of giving information. Please understand what I'm saying. ये तरीका है आपको इंफॉर्मेशन या हिंट देने का कि देखो इधर अगर हम फिक्स एसेट अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करते हैं तो उसको उसको हम कैपिटल अप्रोच कहते हैं, और डिफर्ड ग्रांट को क्रेडिट करते हैं तो हम इनकम अप्रोच कहते हैं. वो शायद डायरेक्टली आपको इनकम अप्रोच या कैपिटल अप्रोच नहीं कहेंगे, वो आपको इस टाइप से इंफॉर्मेशन देंगे. दे विल गिव यू इंफॉर्मेशन इन दिस मैनर और इन दिस मेथड, right? So please ensure that you understand this carefully. Okay, put your first statement. Let's solve this. Put your first statement. As per accounting standard 12 government grants. Put your first statement. As per accounting standard 12 government grants. क्या क्या करना है? Pass journal entry and show the value of the fixed asset. So let's put journal entries. You will have to pass journal entries, so prepare your journal entries ka format. We have journal entry in the books of A Limited. So put their journal entries in the books of A Limited. We need to pass journal entries for refund at the end of the third year. So first I'm writing over here capital approach, or let's put it properly. Let's put it over here. Case 1. It says grant is credited to fixed asset account. At this. In the third year, in the third year. Okay, let's pass the journal entry. Everyone tell me, when you have refund of government grant in capital approach, what do you do with the fixed assets? What is the treatment that you give? You remember we revised this today again. When you have refund of government grant, what will you do? Increase the value of what? Debit it. It means what? Increase the value of what? And debit what? Debit fixed asset. Okay. So let's put over here. You have fixed asset account debit. You have fixed asset account debit to bank account. You have fixed asset account debit to bank account. कितने का refund है आपका question में? Everyone in your question, what's your amount of refund in the question? What is your amount of refund in the question? 16 lakhs? 16 lakhs. Being government grant, refunded. Put this properly in your solution. Okay, if you're done with this, come to the next one. क्या करना है? Also show the value of the fixed asset. Okay, now let's understand this. The value of the fixed asset just give me a minute. Yes, the value of the fixed asset during the third year is okay. What's your cost of the asset? Cost of the asset was 16 lakhs. Deduct depreciation for 2 years. We will deduct so you will deduct depreciation for 2 years. Okay, how do you calculate your depreciation for 2 years? Check that also. Your depreciation for 2 years will be, let's put it over here, 16 lakhs minus, what's your residual value in the question? 8 lakhs. So this divided by, what's your useful life? 4. Can you calculate and tell me what's your depreciation per annum? Sorry, your cost is 40 lakhs. Okay, can you tell me now the depreciation per annum is? I'm sorry, the cost is 40 lakhs. I made a mistake over there. 40 minus 8. What's your depreciation per annum? 8 lakhs. Okay. This you have to understand, 8 lakhs. But this is only for 1 year. I want to calculate for 2 years. So how much will be your total depreciation for 2 years? 16 lakhs. Okay. Tell me this value of the asset at the time of refund. कितना आएगा? Value of the asset at the time of refund कितना आएगा? You get 24 lakhs. Value of the asset at the time of refund is how much? 24 lakhs. After refund, you will add government grant refunded, okay, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I think I missed out something important. Just hold on. Let me check the question once again. Okay, let me solve this. This is the part where I've made a small mistake. Just give me a moment and let me solve it again for you. Since I have made a mistake, let me myself solve it. Calculation of value of the asset at the time refund. Okay. All amounts should be in rupees. So let me make a proper format. Okay. Now pay attention. Cost of the asset is how much? 40 lakhs. First, I have to reduce from them. Government grant received. Government grant received is how much? 16 lakhs. What is my net cost of the asset? Come on, everyone on the chat box. Net cost of the asset is 24 lakhs. Okay, 24 lakhs. Let's calculate on this the depreciation for 2 years. How do you get that? 24 lakhs minus what's your residual value? 8 lakhs divided by 4 multiply by 2 years. Right, so when you divide by 4, you will get depreciation of 1 year. I want for 2 years. How much do you get? Depreciation for 2 years, everyone. How much do you get? 8 lakhs? 24 lakhs minus 4 is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4 into 2, 8 lakhs. I'm absolutely correct. 8 lakhs. So your value of the asset at the time of refund is how much? 16 lakhs. To this we will add government grant refunded. How much government grant did you refund? On your chat box, how much government grant did you refund? 16 lakhs. So 16 lakhs. So your revised use value of the asset is how much? 32 lakhs. Your revised value of the asset will be how much? 32 lakhs. Also, let's calculate the revised depreciation. Let's calculate the revised depreciation. How do you do that? 32 lakhs minus कितना residual value है? 8 lakhs. This time you will divide by remaining useful life. Please pay attention, everyone on your chat box. Revised useful life. Original useful life 4 साल थी, 2 साल के बाद रिफंड कर रहे हैं, तो अब और कितने साल बचे यूजफुल लाइफ में? 4 साल टोटल लाइफ थी, 2 साल बीत गए, तो अब टोटल कितने इयर्स बचे? Everyone on your chat box, how much time is left now? How much useful life is left now to? What's your depreciation per annum? Your revised depreciation per annum is 12 lakhs. Your revised value is what? 32 lakhs. Your revised depreciation is 12 lakhs. Okay. You have the entire solution. Quickly have a look. In fact, since I made one small mistake, I think there should be a confusion in your minds. So what I suggest is I will repeat the solution once again. Please pay attention. There is only one silly mistake that I did. Otherwise, I think it was fine. So please pay attention. I'm repeating it for you. The question says, I'm repeating the question also. So please pay attention so that once again we revise this. It says A Limited purchased a machine for rupees 40 lakhs. Useful life 4 years, residual value 8 lakhs. The government grant received was 16 lakhs. करना क्या है? Show journal entry at the time of refund in the third year and also the value of the asset. दो चीजें पूछिए. सबसे पहले, if we use the capital approach, what should we do? So we decided that when we use the capital approach, we increase the value of the asset. So fixed asset account debit to bank account by the amount of refund, which is 16 lakhs. Being government grant refunded. The first one was absolutely simple. We had to increase the cost of the asset, which we did. Second case was interesting. जहाँ उन्होंने कहा कि अब refund के बाद क्या नई value आएगी वो हमको बताओ. What in the third year what will be the value of the asset? तो हमने कैलकुलेट किया कि ओरिजिनली एसेट हमने 40 लाख मिली थी. गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट रिसीव, क्योंकि कैपिटल अप्रोच है आपको पहले माइनस करना पड़ेगा, तो हमने माइनस किया 16 लाख. हमारा नेट कॉस्ट कितना है? 24 लाख. दिस इज द वैल्यू एट विच द एसेट विल बी रिकॉर्डेड इन द बुक्स. दिस इज द वैल्यू एट विच यू विल कैलकुलेट डेप्रिसिएशन. तो देखो मैंने 24 लाख बुक्स में रिकॉर्ड किया. 2 साल का डेप्रिसिएशन कितना है? 24 लाख माइनस 8 लाख डिवाइड बाय 4, ये 1 साल का है, विच कम्स टू 4 लाख. ऐसा हमने 2 साल असेट यूज किया. तीसरे साल में रिफंड हुआ है, मतलब 2 साल असेट यूज करने के बाद रिफंड हुआ है. तो 2 साल का पहले मैंने डेप्रिसिएशन माइनस कर दिया. मतलब रिफंड हुआ उस टाइम पे असेट की वैल्यू कितनी थी? 16 लाख. 24 माइनस 8. उसके बाद क्या हुआ? गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट जो हमने रिफंड किया, दैट वी ऐड टू द कॉस्ट ऑफ द एसेट. So at that time I added and I got the revised carrying amount of the asset. So revised value की जगह I am putting over here revised carrying amount of the asset. Value oblique revised carrying amount of the asset. So value of the asset at the time of refund is 16 lakhs. Add to it government grant refunded 16 lakhs. Your revised carrying amount comes to 32 lakhs. On this, you will calculate the revised depreciation on the remaining useful life. So here, 32 lakhs minus 8 lakhs divided by 2. 2 is the remaining useful life. So what's your revised depreciation? 12 lakhs per annum. Your revised depreciation is 12 lakhs per annum. Are you clear with the first method? Everyone on your chat box, are you clear with the first method? There is just one thing that I missed out, that is the government grant received. Otherwise, I think everything went as per the steps. So everyone on your chat box, are you clear with this? If you're clear with this, I'll give you time to copy and then we go to the next one. Okay, so Akshay, Aman, Anjali, Aksa, are you clear with this? Bhavin, Dipesh, Dhara, Digesh, Tulsi, Harshit, Harshita, Het, Ishika, Ishita, Jalpan, Jaydev, Kajal, Khushi, Maharshi, Manav, Mayur. Are you all clear with this? Mukadisha, Nidhi, Nikita, Nirma, Om, Pavan, Pushti, Raghav, Raj, Rohan, Sami, Samira, Shifa, Shreyas, Simran, Spruha, Shrushti, Ved, and Yash. Are you absolutely clear with this? Okay, great. If you're clear with this, quickly copy this. Take this down properly. Then we proceed to the next one, which is your income approach. Take this down and just put it on the chat box when you're done. We'll begin with the next one. Copy it down properly, make systematic formats. Don't use shortcuts, please. Okay, let's go to the next part. Case number 2. Case 2. Grant is credited to deferred grant account. In that case, we will have to pass a journal entry first. Third year, the entry will be unearned government grant account debit, profit and loss account debit, to bank account. This will be a journal entry. Let us find out what will be the value in the unearned government grant account. Okay, now first understand, then I will give you time to copy, but first understand. When you received the government grant, where do you credit it in the income approach? Everyone on your chat box, when you receive, जब आपको गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट मिलता है तब आप उसको कैसे ट्रीट करते हो? When you receive the government grant, how do you treat it in the income approach? You will credit to unearned government grant account. Okay, so in the unearned government grant account, I am crediting 16 lakhs by bank account. 16 lakhs. Okay, this 16 lakhs needs to be transferred from unearned government grant account to the profit and loss account. Again, I am repeating. This 16 lakhs will be transferred from unearned government grant account to the profit and loss account in the ratio of useful life. Question में देख के बताइए आपका useful life कितना है? Everyone in your question, what's your useful life in the question? 4 years? Okay, so 16 divided by 4, how much do you get? 4 to profit and loss account. For the first year, you will transfer 4. For the second year also, you will transfer 4. थर्ड ईयर में रिफंड हुआ. अब मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है, जब थर्ड ईयर में रिफंड हुआ तो हमारे पास अनअर्न्ड गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट में कितना बैलेंस पड़ा है? जब हमने थर्ड ईयर में रिफंड किया, हाउ मच बैलेंस इज लेफ्ट इन द अनअर्न्ड गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट? 8. First adjust the refund from that 8. So unearned government grant account will be debited by 8 first. Unearned government grant account will first be debited by 8. आपको कितना रिफंड करना है इन द क्वेश्चन? हाउ मच डू यू हैव टू रिफंड on your chat box? How much do you have to refund in the question? 16 lakhs. Out of 16, how much did we take from the unearned government grant account? Out of 16, how much did we take from the unearned government grant account? 8 lakhs. So how much more do you need? How much more do you need? 8 lakhs. That extra 8 lakhs that fall short will come from the profit and loss account. So extra 8 lakhs will come from the profit and loss account. To bank account, we will refund 16 lakhs. Are you getting it? Yes or no on your chat box. Are you understanding this? Okay, if you have any doubts, please post it on chat box. If you're clear, copy this properly. If you have any doubts, please post it on your chat box. Copy this. Copy this down properly. You have the unearned government grant account and you have the journal entry. Do mention over here being government grant refunded. Are you done with this? If you're done, just put done on the chat box so that we can proceed with the last part of the question. Okay, let's do the last part of the question. What will be the value of your asset? Now, everyone on your chat box, in the income approach, if I talk about the income approach, do we at any place affect the value of the fixed asset? कहीं पे भी हम value of the fixed asset को change या alter करते हैं in the income approach? No. So the value of the fixed asset will not be affected over here. Please understand that. The value of the fixed asset will not be affected over here, which means, I will explain in this case. The value of the fixed asset is not affected in the income approach. The value of the asset, the value of the fixed asset shall be, let's calculate the value of the fixed asset. The value of the fixed asset shall be, let's prepare a proper format. Okay, the value of the fixed asset shall be, tell me what's your cost of the asset in the question? What is your cost of the asset in the question? Cost of the asset in the question, everyone, is how much? 40 lakhs? 40 lakhs. How do you record this asset in the books in the income approach? At what value will you record this book's full cost or net cost? What is the value at which you will record this asset in the books? Full cost or net cost? Entire cost, which means 40 lakhs. Everyone agrees? 40 lakhs? Everyone agrees with me? 40 lakhs? Okay, so I will record at 40 lakhs. Let's calculate depreciation for 2 years. Less depreciation for 2 years. Let's calculate that. 40 lakhs minus, look at the question, what's your residual value? 8 lakhs. Divided by useful life 4 years into 2. How much depreciation do you get? How much depreciation do you get over here? 16 lakhs. Tell me, carrying amount of the asset at the time carrying amount of the asset at the time of refund is how much? 24 lakhs. Put over there 24 lakhs. Put over there 24 lakhs. If you have any doubts, please ask me. I will solve it for you. If there is any confusion, please ask me. I will solve it for you. But ensure that you are conceptually clear. Very important question. This is, we have two more questions. One question I will do, one question again. We will follow the method that we did earlier. I will ask you to solve. I will unmute you and you will solve for me. That one question. So take this down properly. If you have any doubts, please ask me. If you are done, do mention done on the chat box so that I can proceed to the next question. Okay, I have one doubt which says, why did you calculate revised depreciation? See, revised depreciation was not asked to you in the question, but I calculated for your understanding that when the value of the asset will change, the depreciation will also change. However, they have not asked this to you in the question. Because they have not asked this to you in the question, it's not important to write it in the exam, but I have mentioned it for your understanding and for your ease कि जब भी asset का value change होगा उस पे depreciation जो अपन calculate करते हैं वो भी change होगा. Right? Are you getting it? Okay, I have one more doubt which says value of the asset which time before refund or after refund. Of course, it is after refund, not before refund. It is of course after refund. Okay. Do you have any more doubts? I think I hope your doubts are clear. Sami and Akshay. Okay. If you're done with this, let's go ahead. We are done with question number 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are done with question number 1. Question number 2 also we did right now. Question number 3 also we did. Question number 4, we have already done this. Let's do question number 5. Mark this important last day revision question. Question number 5. Mark question number 5, important last day revision question. Question 5, which is given to you on page number 87. Question number 5. Okay, let's begin with question number 5. Pay attention, it's a good question to understand. Viva Limited received a specific grant of 30 lakhs for acquiring a plant of rupees 150 lakhs, having a useful life of 10 years. The grant was credited to deferred income in the balance sheet. Underline deferred income in the balance sheet and on your chat box. Underline deferred income in the balance sheet and on your chat box. Tell me, which approach are we talking about? Which approach are we talking about? Income approach. Excellent. Okay, let's proceed then. ड्यूरिंग 10-11 कितने साल बीत गए? 7-8 में लिया था. ड्यूरिंग 10-11 मतलब 7-8, 8-9, 9-10 3 साल के बाद. ध्यान देना. ड्यूरिंग 10-11 due to non-compliance of the conditions laid down for the grant, the government had to refund the the company had to refund the whole grant to the government. तो 3 साल के बाद क्या हुआ? The company had to refund the whole grant to the government. आगे देखो. Balance in the deferred income on that day was 21 and the written down value was 105. तो आपको already उन्होंने ढूंढ के दिया है, आपको ढूंढने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. They have already calculated for you what was the value of the asset on that day and what was the balance in the deferred income account. करना क्या है? What should be the treatment of the refund of the grant and the effect on the cost of the fixed asset and the amount of depreciation to be charged to the profit and loss account. मतलब सब 3 क्वेश्चन पूछे हैं. What will be the treatment of the refund of grant, effect on cost of the fixed asset and amount of depreciation. Okay, put your first statement as per accounting standard 12, government grant. Let's put case 1, income approach. Income approach. Okay, let's understand this. What happens at the time of refund of government grant in income approach? You take the amount of refund first from the balance left in the unearned or deferred government grant account. If the balance falls short, you will debit the profit and loss account. So first effect is to be given from deferred or unearned government grant account. The balance, if it falls short, it will be taken from the profit and loss account. Right, so let's see how much do you have to refund. In this case, the government received a specific grant of refund of 30 lakhs. हमको कितना रिफंड करना है? 30 lakhs रिफंड करना है. हमारे पास अनअर्न गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट में कितना है? 21. मतलब 21 lakhs हम लोग कहाँ से लेंगे? अनअर्न गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट से. और बैलेंस 9 lakhs will be taken from the profit and loss account. Right, so let me put that so that you clearly understand. In case of refund of government grant, the amount of refund is first adjusted against the balance in the unearned government grant account. The balance, it is first taken from the balance in the unearned government grant account. If the balance falls short, debit the profit and loss account. Therefore, rupees 21 lakhs will first be adjusted from the balance in the deferred or unearned government grant account. Balance of rupees 9 lakhs will be debited to the profit and loss account. Okay, Dhara, if you can clearly explain your doubt, because with what you have written, I cannot understand. Are you clear with this? 30 lakhs रिफंड कर रहे हैं, 21 lakhs कहाँ से लेंगे? अनअर्न्ड गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट से। देखो यहाँ दिया ही हुआ है, 30 lakhs रिफंड करना है, हमारे पास बैलेंस कितना है? 21 lakhs, तो यहाँ से यूज करेंगे। अनअर्न्ड गवर्नमेंट ग्रांट अकाउंट से बाकी का 9 lakhs यूज करेंगे। Okay, so Dhara, you need not do any such kind of calculation over here because they have already given you the balance of the unearned government grant account. So no need to manually calculate it. Unnecessarily calculate करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको बैलेंस दिया हुआ है, जब बैलेंस दिया हुआ है तो वही बैलेंस आप यूज करेंगे। Right, so no need to calculate this or no need to find this out. Balance has already been given. Just simply use the balance that is given to you. Okay. Everyone on your chat box, will the income approach affect the value of the asset? Will the refunded income approach affect the value of the asset? No. If the value of asset is not affected, will the value of depreciation be affected? Yes or no, quickly? Of course not. So put your last statement. The value of asset will remain unchanged at rupees 105 lakhs, and the value of depreciation will also remain same. If you have any doubts, please ask me. If you have any doubts, please ask me, else we proceed to the next one. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the next one. Case 2. Case 2 says, what should be the treatment of the refund if grant was deducted from the cost of the asset, assuming that the plan showed a balance of 84 lakhs. So first धारा 84 lakhs आपको क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है, क्योंकि उन्होंने 84 lakhs दिया हुआ है, अब आपको ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं, you will use 84 lakhs. Right, if they say the grant was deducted from the cost of the asset, which approach are they talking about? Can you tell me which approach are they talking about? Capital approach? Everyone on your chat box, which approach are they talking about? Yes, they are talking about capital approach. What happens in the capital approach? In the capital approach, you add to the cost of the asset. So let's calculate that. What is your value? Carrying amount on 1/4 2010 is 84 lakhs. 84 lakhs. Add to that refund of government grant. Add to that refund of government grant. Check your question. How much will you add? 30 lakhs? Your revised carrying amount will be 1 crore 14 lakhs. Your revised carrying amount will be 1 crore 14 lakhs. What's your remaining useful life? क्वेश्चन में देखिए 10 इयर्स थे, कितने साल बीत गए? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। 7-8 को हमने असेट लिया था, तो 7-8 8-9 9-10, अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, 7-8 को असेट लिया, सो 7-8 8-9 9-10, 3 साल बीत गए। सो हाउ मच इज माय रिमेनिंग यूजफुल लाइफ? 7 years. Your revised depreciation you get 16,28,571, so that is 16.286. That is 16.286. Take this down properly. If you have any doubts, please post it on the chat box. If you have any doubts, please put it on the chat box. Okay, I have one doubt which says in the first case also we need to find the amount of depreciation. So they have said, look at the question. They say that balance, what will be the amount of refund and effect on the cost. So Mukaddisha, if you read the question, they are asking you cost of fixed asset और depreciation पे effect क्या आएगा. तो मैंने effect explain कर दिया है यहाँ पे, आप देखिए. The effect will remain unchanged. तो क्योंकि वो effect पूछ रहे हैं, जरूरी नहीं है कि आप calculate करके दें. राइट अगर वो ऐसा पूछते कि क्या नया अमाउंट आएगा डेप्रिसिएशन का वो बताइए तो कैलकुलेट करना है. हाउएवर सेकंड केस में इफेक्ट चेंज हो रहा है इसलिए मैंने चेंज करके इफेक्ट दिखा दिया है. आर यू गेटिंग इट? ओके परफेक्ट फाइन. आई होप you all are clear with this. Okay, great. So we are done up with question number 1 2 3 4 5. I think 6 also we have done, 7 also we have done, 8 also we have done. So just confirm from me, in the standard 9 is left, 10 is left, 11 is left, 12 is left, 13 is left, 14 and 15. इतने question बाकी है standard में. Please someone confirm to me that these are the questions that are left in this standard. Okay, great. Fine. So we will continue this tomorrow morning. Please ensure that you have revised the entire standard, whatever we have done. If you have any doubts, please come back to me and I will help you solve it. Thank you so much for attending and please revise the entire standard. I will now see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Right? Thank you.